Right now, I think we have a pretty efficient young quarterback who's exceeded our expectations, and really has done a fairly good job for us. You look at the touchdowns, interceptions, you look at the completion percentage, he's right at about 57%. So just his efficiency numbers have been impressive. And you know, one thing I'd say about Nate, I really feel good about how he's grown as the season's gone on. And I think the benefit to a young guy like Nate, he's 19 years old, he's in his first year as a full-time starter, and he's seen more defensively in 6 games than I think a lot of guys do maybe in 2 years. And that just is because of the schedule we played and how people have chosen to defend us. That's a real positive. How he's handled it along the way, also very positive. We've had some real lows. We try to kick into a 2-minute situation there at the end of the half in the first game, and we can't get the snap. You know, we can't even get the snap. Then you fast forward a week later, and we have 2 big tempo situations where we have to go score and get points, and he's operating like, you know, he's done it for 5 years. So you look at what he's done, you're real encouraged, but also he has a lot of room to grow. I mentioned the fumbles. Shoot, he's responsible for 3 of them, and 2 of them weren't even contested. So he's got to do a better job taking care of the ball. He's done a pretty good job in the throwing game. Now we have to have a little bit more ball security back there in the pocket. But he's a guy that's got us in and out of the right place, and he's been extremely efficient throwing the ball, as I mentioned. You look at 3rd down, going back to Scott's question, he's gotten the ball out on time, and he's gotten it to where it has to go the majority of the time. You look at last week, and we were right off our 3rd down number. We weren't quite exactly where we wanted to be, but he threw the ball 12 times on 3rd down last week, right? He completed 9 of them. He completed 9 of them. 6 of them were conversions. So if you're completing the ball 9 times on 3rd down in 12 attempts, you have a chance. Right? You have a chance. We chose to run the ball a couple other times, and then really, if you look at the two of the incompletions, he didn't make a great decision. I think a more veteran quarterback checks the ball down. And we probably are looking at 2 more conversions plus 11 completions on 3rd down. So if you just look at some of the things he's doing from a numerical standpoint, it's very encouraging. But I think the challenge for him is just like the challenge for a guy like Tristan Wirfs or Brandon Smith or Amir Smith-Marset or Noah Fant or TJ Hawkinson. Go down the list, right? Some of these young guys that we're playing. Can we continue to improve? And how much better can we get? Because I think it's real easy sometimes as a young player to start feeling like maybe you've accomplished something or you've arrived. And we went through that after the Iowa State game. You know, hey, the goal around here is not to be 2-0. It's not to beat Iowa State. Just like the goal is not to come close with Penn State. It's not that we expect to beat Penn State. And you know, that was the comment in the meeting room afterwards. I told those guys, I said, was anybody here surprised when we were in a football game in the 4th quarter, despite our best efforts offensively to not be in a football game? Was anybody surprised? And the answer was no. Of course it's not. We expect to win the football games we play. But I think young guys have to learn, right? It's so easy to be satisfied with things. I don't think Nate's in danger of that. But I know why you asked the question, and I hesitate to say anything other than he's a young guy who's done well. But I think he has a chance to be a really good football player here. And I think that puts him in a club with a lot of other young guys we have. But are we going to go do that, right? Or are we going to be satisfied with being 4-2 and being average? That's the question.
When it comes to